Torchy Swinson, at last. We meet in person.
Hello, 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 Helen. You
Hello.
don't know how great it is to see you and
This,
talk to you like this.
yes, it is so, you're a real person. And I know that already from your TikTok, but now you're in my room with me.
I'm in your room.
You're in my room. So tell me, let me start by having you just introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about you, your background. It can be brief, whatever you want to share.
Well, I'm 82 years old, almost 83 years old. Um, I was a stay-at-home mom for 22 years. We went to business and I had to work, and I didn't think I'd like it, but I got to liking it. And then we were in business for 39 years, and my husband had Alzheimer's, so we had to sell the business, and took care of him for 3 years, moved him into memory care, and he only lived 8 months. But that's been, he passed away in 2019, and I have 3 children, 5 grandchildren, and four, five, I mean, yeah, 5 grandchildren and 5 great grandchildren. Is that right? Plus their mates. I don't want to record, I don't want to leave them out, but I just live in assisted living. I don't do anything. I don't cook, clean, or wash or anything. They do everything for me.
Life is good because you did that for years, didn't you?
Good.
I'm sure you spent a lot of time doing that for a lot of people in your life. Learn.
Well, my mother does, but it was a wonderful life.
Mm-hmm.
No regrets at all.
And here you are inspiring thousands, literally, of people on TikTok.
Thank you so, but thank you.
Could you ever have imagined this happening to you? And so, with that all being said, why did you start on TikTok? How did it happen? Tell us.
My two oldest great granddaughters were in dance, and they had little routines that they did on TikTok, and they thought, that was really cute. It was cute. It is cute still today. And so, Payson and Fallon, and they wanted me to watch their little dances. And I said, I don't have TikTok, and we'll fix you up. And they got me started on it. And they told me a story, though. They told me I had to make a video. So I told a silly joke, just, to have a video. And I didn't go back to my page for months. And then one day I did. And I thought, well, I'll just do something else. I don't even remember what I did, but I put in a few. And then I read a poem that I wrote because I like to write. I love to write. I write fiction and poetry. Not good, but I write it. And so I posted it late one night, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's so corny. I'll take it down in the morning. The next morning, I had a bunch of people following me, and I thought, well, this is neat. So I just went from there.
And here you are with over 600,000 followers now. So that moment that you realized you were becoming a TikTok superstar, I'm sure your family was overwhelmed as well. What were you thinking at that time?
You see, Helen, I don't think of myself like that. I really don't. I'm in awe of you and people like Justin Danger Nunley, and people like uh, all the big creators, Mama Todd, who I think is a precious lady. I'm in awe of them. I never ever think of myself in that category because, I mean, that's just not me. Not me.
What does your family think about it?
Oh, they think it's one. Now the girls, my daughters, well, all of them think it's great. But my daughters and my grandkids are really crazy about it. And I was under the impression that my son wasn't happy about it, and I didn't ever talk to him about it. And then one day he called me and he said, "Mom," he said, "I just want you to know something." He said, "I'm very proud that you're on social media." He said, "The girls and I were afraid that when Daddy passed away, that you'd just crumble and fall, and you wouldn't, you'd be next." And he said, "I'm just very proud."
So I think it's interesting because you're in a generation that does not generally embrace technology. And, just the fact that I helped you get on this Zoom for the first time, Torchy is on a Zoom call.
Got it.
TikTok teacher got her hooked up with the Zoom.
Right. You did.
I'm so
See,
proud of you. Now
I'm proud of you for helping me.
And now she's going to make a nice family Zoom, and she's going to impress her whole family with her new skills.
I'll have to teach them how to Zoom. No, they probably know how. But Helen, I bet there's not but one other resident that lives in my building that knows anything about social media, and that's my neighbor across the hall. Now the staff, they are all crazy about it. They think they follow me and everything, but as far as the residents here, I don't think there's probably but one, maybe two, that are on social media.
Do you think they have no interest? Do you think they're embarrassed? What do you think the reason is that they are not?
I don't think they're aware of it, really. I don't know. I never thought about the reason. It's just, not our generation thing, because we come from dialing telephones. Really, I came from party line telephones. When our first telephone was party line, when I think I was about 10, we had a telephone, and that was in 1950.
Oh,
and yeah.
I can imagine most people watching this don't even know what that is. We'll have to go and Google it.
That's right. They don't, do they? And you'll have to explain that.
I'll explain that.
Can you?
I'll make a tutorial.
Okay.
But I'll have to do some homework because I don't even know how it worked, really. I know what it is, but I just don't know how exactly it worked.
I don't know how it works, but I know we'd listen in and Mother would get on to me. Don't you listen in? Don't you listen in?
So let's move on. I want to talk about, since the people there are not really embracing social media, you have made a ton of friends, the most unlikely friends, I'm going to say, especially because one of them actually contacted me to say, you need to help Torchy. And I was thinking, oh my God, he's the most unlikely friend that would be.
Listen, that guy and his husband, I tell you, they came to see me. They had a wedding in this area, and they came all the way from Alabama for the wedding, and they came to see me and took me out to eat. I love him. I guess probably my closest friend on here is Andrew Conway's Andrew's Southern Cadence, because we kind of meshed, and he has a family. He's about 47. He has a precious family, and I guess he's probably my closest friend as far as social media is concerned that I've never met.
Don't you find it amazing? Because I have the same situation where I have someone I met in Australia that I would have never had the likelihood to meet in this lifetime. And these are real connections. And people sometimes think, oh, internet friends. We're all real people. And so you made some real connections that you would have never had the opportunity to meet.
Oh, gosh. Oh, there's numerous. I can't even number them.
Right. And the thing is, thinking about people who are older, you just mentioned earlier when you went to get your tripod that you have mobility issues. So that's a first start with not being able to get around and interact and socialize as much as when you were younger. And what you are offering to yourself is the opportunity to socialize without any barriers.
Right. That's it. I have a walker, and I have, when I go out, I use a cane. But I have to have a walker if I'm going any distance at all, except when I go out, I don't get out of the car. I usually just sit in the car with my daughter. When we go to eat, I went to eat Saturday night with my youngest daughter and Payson and Fallon, my great-granddaughters. But I'm going to name my other granddaughters great-granddaughters too, because I don't want to leave them as Wesley, Briley, and Sadie, and then we have another one due in April.
And I love the Southern names, all of them are such gorgeous names.
So I know it. I love it.
I love it too. And they all must be so proud of you. And you're a leader in a generation that doesn't embrace technology. You really are.
I don't know about that, but I
do. Do you think you have evolved since you first started on social media? Because I'm going to say recently I noticed you doing some trends, and I was like, oh my gosh, Torchy is stepping it up.
See, I don't know how to do a lot of that stuff, but I thought one day, well, I'll just try it. If it doesn't work, I can always delete it, So now I've picked up several things that I'm getting a little better, and it didn't work.
Have you learned anything from my tutorials?
Yes, I have. Oh my gosh. Yes. But honey, you go so fast, and I know you can't help it. You have to, but you go so fast that I can't get it all in. I want it in. I want to learn it.
You know what you can do? And this is a little pro tip, but you can save the video to your phone and then you can just go slow and pause it and go slow and pause it. So you can do it step by step. So
Okay.
I recommend that to you. I let all my videos be saved because I know people need to slow it down.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
just press play and pause and do it step by step and you'll learn something. But I see
Okay.
I see you doing the trends now. I see
Yeah.
it. So cute.
Oh,
You're learning every day. So what advice might you give to older people who might want to try, not necessarily the people in your community, but other older adults who watch you, maybe they're watching this and they're like, oh, I'm too embarrassed, I don't like how I look, and all these other things that ring around in our head about why we won't do it. What advice would you give?
I guess just experiment, and if you don't like it, delete it. But uh, I'm not happy with the way I'm looking right now. I look at myself on this and I think, oh my gosh. But you're probably not happy with the way you look. And everybody feels that way. I think everybody's self-conscious. So, I always think this. If they don't like it, they can scroll. So, you
Yes.
know,
This
but
is an interesting thing, Torchy, because I'm actually going to be speaking with a stylist tomorrow, and we had a little pre-call about what we're going to have an Instagram live about styling for, being camera ready. And I was telling her that social media has really allowed me to accept myself as I am, because before I was much more critical. And now I've put these videos out there. No one else is noticing the things I notice about myself. No one
no,
else is commenting
that
on the things that bug
right.
me, right?
Right, exactly. You hit the nail on the head because I always think, oh, I've got this,
Yeah.
I've got these spots, but nobody ever talks about it. Nobody says, oh, you've got jowls or you've got spots, and so you got wrinkles. So nobody else notices it. So maybe I shouldn't either.
Exactly. It's really, I think, helped me to accept my aging better. I know that sounds crazy, but it
God,
really has. And then plus, obviously going through cancer has had me to accept a whole lot of other things. You know what I mean? We won't go
you,
down that path,
you
but
know, you know what about that, don't you? How I feel about you on that. You're in my prayers every night.
I appreciate
Every night I speak your name.
I appreciate that so much. You're going to make me cry now.
Okay.
Because the one thing I've realized with all the negativity that there is on social media, the positivity that has been served to me, I feel completely blessed. I feel like it saved me. It got me through it. I had support that I didn't even know I needed. And people just really, I felt at points, I felt like I was being lifted up by angels. Truly. I know that sounds crazy, but I truly believe it. And you're one
Don't
of
you
them.
see, don't you see people pouring out to you more than they ever did? I mean, and it's not out of pity, it's really sincere, but people are coming out to you that wouldn't if you hadn't gone through that. And I don't mean you use that. And that's what I don't like to do. I don't want to use the fact that I have to have a walker or that I'm kind of, you know, have mobility issues. I don't want to use that to get sympathy. And I don't want to use Homer's experience
Right.
with my experience with Alzheimer's. I don't want to use that to gain followers. But I think, and of course, you're not using cancer, but I do think that when people see that, they come out to you. They want to help you. They want to say encouraging things to you, and I think that's one thing.
I do. I also was thinking, what a lot of the comments for me was thanking me for sharing the experience because they didn't know what it was like for a person to go through these things. So it ended up like one person said, I followed you to learn about TikTok and now I'm learning about life. So it was a really interesting perspective for me because first I thought, well, I don't want people to think I'm out here like, wah, feel sorry for me because that my whole point was I'm not letting this stop me keep going with my life. Yeah. So I think it helped me to share it with other people that you don't have to stop your life if something like this happens to you. You can just keep on going and do the things that you love doing. And that was my motivation for continuing, through it all.
Yeah,
So
yes, I think you're right there. But you did such a wonderful job
oh,
of being so upbeat and so positive about it. And boy, howdy, I'm on this positive train.
yes, I was on that train.
Yes, I had to be. About 1970, somewhere along in there, I started reading Dr. Norman Vincent Peale's books. and then I started reading Chad Helmstedter's books, and all of those are about positivity and how you create your own life, and you do create your own life. If you sit around and feel sorry for yourself and pity yourself, and
no, and then all you're going to do is spiral downward.
That's right.
You when you give advice, you always say, I want to tell you something. You started doing that in the beginning of your videos, and I kind of like that, because then it was like this little, like, you're going to tell me something. What is she going to tell me today? And I know that a lot of your videos start that way, and then you mix it up so you don't have them all starting that way, which is lovely, because you do want to mix up your content. But when you start sharing these personal stories, do you feel that they are reaching younger people? Do you hope to reach younger people so that they can appreciate their youth now?
I guess what I want to do, I don't know. I guess I just want to tell them to enjoy their youth. Enjoy every step of it, because every step is wonderful. I mean, I loved being a young teenager. I loved being a young married woman. I loved being a young mother. I loved being a grandmother. Oh, yes. And now I'm really loving being 82 years old. I really do. I never thought I'd say that.
But
I never thought I'd say I like myself this much. And I know that's wrong maybe sometime, but I do like myself.
I'm hugging you.
Thank you.
I want to come there and hug you in person.
I wish you would. Oh gosh, I'd love to have you.
I want to come there. I'm going to channel that for 2023. I'm going to make it happen.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
it's a really beautiful thing. You made a video that also stayed with me, which is, don't wish your life away. Like, oh, I can't wait for this. Can't wait your life away. We always can't wait for this, and we can't wait for that. And then the moment now is passing us, right?
Exactly. Everything that you do, it always seems like, oh, I wish I'd do that. I wish I'd had that. I wish. You can't wish that away. I mean, like, even this morning, I got up, and I got up a little early because I wanted to be sure and have everything ready when you did call. And I was thinking, oh, I wished I hadn't done this. And I thought, you silly thing, don't do that. And so I said, gosh, I'm glad she's going to call today. This is going to be a fun day.
It is. I love that. Ah. So what's your plan now? What's your plans as you go forward with your social media life? Like, do you ever think about it, or you just live it in the moment, day to day? Do you ever think about,
I really just live it in the moment. I have in my notes on my iPad, I've got, well over 250 ideas of stories or things that I want to talk about. So when I decide to make a video, I'll go to that, or something will remind me. I'll see something on social media that I'll think, oh, I need to do that. And I'll tell that, because not that it's important, but it just makes me feel good. And if you don't like it, you can scroll. But if I like to talk about it, I talk about it.
Do you ever think about writing a book?
I've got a rough outline, but I don't think I'm good enough to do that. I just
maybe it'll happen naturally.
Maybe so, but I don't know what I'd write. I don't know what
but you're so wise, and you have so much to give. I think your TikTok feed could be strung right into a book, straight up.
Thank you. Ella, I really don't take compliments well. I know you're sincere, and I know you mean it, but I'm always embarrassed about people complimenting me, or
God,
I am.
I have the same issues, because sometimes I feel like I have to answer every single comment, because these people are so nice and I don't deserve it. I'm not going to make you uncomfortable, but I just want to say you've been inspirational to me. I love to watch your videos. When I first saw you, I said, who is this woman? I need to know her story. And it was just the coolest thing to just be able to follow along as you grew your account, and realize that people are just loving you for being you, and that we all have, at any age, potential to impact thousands of people. And you've done that.
Thank you.